I was really hoping that I would not have to get to this point of doing this to my daddy.
You know, once you start, there's no going back. This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path. Are you sure you're ready for that?
My mom has been very adamant that I don't get on here and do a story time, okay? But I don't care nothing about that.
You know what TikTok is? I realized TikTok is a bunch of regular people, everyday people with like no platform, no brand, no nothing, just telling all of their business, telling all their business in so much detail. By the time they done tell the 40-second part of all their business, nobody asked them to tell. Now it's like they have a platform. Like that's all TikTok is. But the thing that I realized from this week, I said, let me go on TikTok. Let me see what TikTok hidden for. Let me scroll it, right? Let me see if I stumble in on the kind of exciting foolishness like, who the fuck did I marry? Or honestly, like I told y'all, the Danish deception was boring as fuck too. And what I discovered was a lot of that. Boring as fuck shit. Like with people telling long stories. And I'm like, this didn't have to be that long. It really didn't have to be. Like, it didn't have to be. It wasn't all that much tea. And then when you do stumble on some good shit, when you do stumble on some good fucking tea, the creators already deleted the video and somehow nobody's reposted it. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Like, y'all, what is this? Anyways, let me tell y'all about today's TikTok drama I did end up getting into. I will say, some gotta be in the water in North Carolina. Because I feel like every time I stumble on some bullshit, like some real messy drama on the internet I into, it's in North Carolina.
This is coming from an environmental toxin.
So I stumble on this gal who calls herself Mrs. Yap a lot on TikTok. She's telling a big story about how she and her daddy get to be beefing. I said, okay, let me listen up. But when I realized her daddy ain't just nobody. Her daddy is a former football player named Thomas Davis Sr. And he was married to this woman, Kelly Davis. And who telling this story on TikTok is their daughter. I think her name is Sky. She go by Mrs. Yap a lot on TikTok. She tells a lot of parts, but it ain't that long and it ain't that juicy. Let me tell you what it is. So her daddy ain't shit. No child. So her daddy used to be cheating on her mommy plenty. I even think there was accusations of physical abuse. But what is primarily they talking about is that her daddy was cheating on her mommy nonstop and that her daddy loved white women.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Like the girls say her daddy ain't gonna never give up white women, right? This man was cheating on his wife for a million years. Finally, in 2024, they separated. In 2025, they was moving forward with the divorce. So they already know the daddy was a piece of shit cheater. And the parents have already split up. But for whatever reason, Mrs. Yapalot and presumably her siblings too, but mostly Mrs. Yapalot, our girl Sky, she is upset because she don't want her daddy to have a bunch of bitches no more. That's what I gather.
I really think he mad because I'm messing up his organization with his hoes. I think that's what's happening here. Like, don't make me really tell your tea about you having hoes at the house. Do you want to get into that? Do you want to get into that? I don't think you want to get into that. I think you want to back down.
Because I'm like, he had hoes while he was with your mom, and they ain't together no more. So I don't really understand how we would think that a man who couldn't stop fucking bitches on his wife would stop fucking bitches when he no longer have said wife. I don't really understand it. But I do understand respect. She say that her daddy promised her that he don't have no girlfriend and he'd make sure he come sit down and talk to them or whatever before he ever go do something like that. Now, the daddy say all that, but when you look check stock, the family's all at the football game for her brother. And here comes not only her daddy, but one of the women her daddy was cheating on her mom with. And her cousin, which there's this whole weird thing that she claimed that they like cousin might be fucking the daddy.
Nigga, what?
That ain't what I say, that's what they say. They say the cousin might be fucking the daddy. We'll get back to that, okay? So in comes the daddy with one of his bitches, one of his original side bitches, and now just one of his bitches, and the cousin. And so when the daughter see this, the daughter get mad, right? And the daughter say she can go confront the daddy and them or whatever at this event and post in. Here's my thing. I don't know. The jury's out. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel about it. Because I understand I'm trying to imagine, like, if this was a situation, right? Like, my parents divorced a few years back. Honestly, let me not even try to put myself in this situation. Because, like, my daddy never do no shit like this. My daddy would never do no shit like this. Not only would my daddy never do no shit like this, but my mommy would never need me to fight her battles because my ma have the strength of 10 men. My mommy to toss my daddy down them fucking bleachers. But anyway, she decides she gonna go confront her daddy and this woman. On one hand, I feel like this is the height of disrespect. I understand feeling like I know this fucking and do this, but I almost want to understand leaving first because I'm just like, what does pulling a scene do? Like when you go to confront your daddy, like what you say, well, what is this? Who this bitch you with? Like, it's what you could see. It's your daddy with his bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what you want them to say, what you could do. Like, what is the intention when you go up there to pull a scene in front of everybody? Your parents are public figures, so it's extra attention on it too. This your brother game. Like, I don't really understand the point of making the scene, but at the same time, one thing I ain't gonna do is tell nobody how to deal with the trauma of having disappointed or fucked up parents. That's one thing. You'll never catch me tell you how go react. I don't understand what the point was could be, but I do understand seeing that and just running the fuck hard. So she said she go up to the bleachers and she wasn't necessarily outright OD confrontational. She asked the girl, like, so what are you, my daddy's girlfriend now? And the woman was like, yeah. And she was like, my girl couldn't believe this woman say yeah. And at which point her daddy is like, listen, we ain't doing this here. Like, let's don't do this here, whatever. Leave, go on, da 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 da. Girl, child, I don't know what kind of skerfuffling and kerfuffling and all kind of thing happened. All I know is next thing you look, she say her daddy picked her up and was dragging her down the fucking bleachers, like in front of everybody. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I'd have killed myself from the shame. I would have killed.
This time, I'm really gonna do it.
Not only would me and my daddy never be, it's so many levels to this. First of all, me and my daddy ain't gonna never be cool again. We need never be cool again. If my pa not only put his fucking hands on me, but put his hands on me out in the fucking public, drag me, like demean me, degrade me, like not only are we not talking, but I blowing up his car. And then it gets worse. So at this point, everybody carrying on now, her mommy trying to, intervene on her behalf, this and the next thing. All I know she say is that when you next look, her daddy yoke up her fiance.
Oh, hell no.
And she was like, oh, I'm so upset because how you gonna put hands on my fiance and blah, 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 and this and that. Let me tell you something. I am not a gal who subscribes to hypermasculinity, toxic masculinity, male gender roles. I am never somebody who feel like my man have to fight. I never want my man responding like that. I never want to be with no kind of man who I out because a man say something to you. He feel like his masculinity trendy. He gotta, prove something. That is not me, none at all. But if my daddy could beat your ass, that give me the ick. That give me the ick. I'm so sorry. If my daddy could have fucking string CJ up, string up my husband like it was nothing, I'd cry, babe, because I lose my daddy and the love of my life on the same night because I can't know none of these. I can't know my daddy for stringing me in my and I can't know my for letting my daddy string us up. No. Your daddy could fold you up like a pretzel? No. I say, oh, that give me the ick, girl. I know deep in her heart to give her the ick too, because after that, she feel the need to really play up her mind. Like, oh, my man, all he care about is me. He don't do nothing to nobody. He only speak 400 words a year and he don't bother with nobody. And so my daddy do him like this and blah, 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 blah. I was like, girl.
I can smell the coffee.
I hate it for my girl. I hate it for my sis. But all jokes aside, I'm sure that's a wonderful man, wonderful relationship and all that, whatever. So from there, it's obviously big further problem, right? The daddy goes and gets a restraining order on the mummy. He feel like the mummy influencing the daughter and the kids or whatever to have a problem. And as the girl explains, my mummy don't need to influence me or anything. I am an adult woman and she graduated from Vanderbilt. I feel the need to say that. I feel like that's flexing, bragging materials to let you know this girl ain't no silly girl. She come up here because her daddy really fooling. So she's like, look here, I don't need my mom to convince me of anything. My problem is with you. My problem is with having to see you and catch you with white women, see pictures of you on the internet in between white woman leg. It's between you fucking cheating on my ma. It's between you putting hands on my ma. It's between you fucking trying to take from my mommy in this divorce and trying to be wicked and hide money. She says because you was do shit like claim you broke to not help your children, and not just her, because I know people be like, oh girl, she's an adult woman. What she want from him? Yeah, she ain't talking about her necessarily. She has a couple of siblings who are still underage and the daddy ain't doing for them because he giving all the money to a woman, white woman. On top of him getting a restraining order on the mummy, the mummy also get arrested because she put hands on one of the side chicks. And I mean, this was just last year. Look how fucking pretty her mugshot is. Hey, that's how you know she ain't have no fucking regret. She gonna go put hands and feet on this woman. What was extra iconic is, like I said, these well-connected people. These ain't no random people. Like in there where they live in North Carolina, they local royalty, you see? She actually friends with and appears on a news station that was covering it. So they was actually giving her narrative because they was her friends who was the anchors. And it was she wants to make it clear, she was not fighting over this man or just because this woman is a side bitch or anything. She was fighting gaslighting because this woman specifically is the family doctor, is the family chiropractor who she was laying on table while this woman fucking her husband. So the disrespect is personal.
Ashley and I talked with Kelly on the phone tonight. We are friends, legitimate friends with Kelly. And Fred, she wanted to make it clear that this was not about jealousy. This was not about getting Thomas back, but that this woman was Kelly's chiropractor as well.
And one of her children. And that Kelly felt, in particular, even more insulted that she had been, lying on this woman's table getting chiropractic work.
She was essentially a friend of the family, right? And so I think Kelly wanted to just be like, woman to woman, what's going on, dude?
And she said the woman started first with us, so I say she innocent. But anyway, the mommy and the daddy are divorced at this point. Like, I quite literally pulled up the divorce documents and thing and see all assets they splitting, all what's this, to the next thing or whatever. I say, Lord, I really do not think that people's like family law cases, like divorce, custody things like that should be open to the public. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. I don't really understand what like battle the daughter is feeling the need to fight now, like with her daddy. Like, she getting all these problems with her daddy. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't fuck with this. And she had a clip that she included of where her daddy was screaming at her, cussing her out, because basically his position is she is his daughter. He don't owe her a fucking explanation on anything.
I don't owe that to you. You are my daughter. What are you talking about? I don't have to answer to you.
Because she was saying to him, I don't have a problem with you having a girlfriend or something like that. My problem is basically how you doing things. And he basically is like, who the fuck are you to have a problem with anything? I don't need to explain anything to you. You are my daughter. That's such a sad, like all jokes aside, that's such a sad place to be in. Her daddy fundamentally believes that he don't have no obligation to his children in terms of his moral character. And there's a lot of people that think like that. There's a lot of parents that think like that. Like he feel like, use my child, I raise you, whatever. Like what I do to your mother, what I do to these women, how I move through the world don't have nothing to do with you, and I don't owe you no explanation, and I ain't with your mom no more. Because you could hear the way he was cursing and screaming it up, that he believed that in his soul. Like he truly, truly, truly is legitimately outraged. He don't understand no part of where his daughter coming from, because he truly think it don't fucking matter what you think. Like, she ain't supposed to have no opinion. So even though the daughter is just trying to explain, like, listen to me, I ain't trying to stop your shine, I ain't trying to stop your flow, I ain't have no problem with you and have all the bitches and this and the next thing I just saying, that's just the way you go about things.
Do you not forget that? No, it don't matter.
How crazy you sound.
Yeah, I can move on with my life. Girl, please.
I told you I didn't care if you had to close that door in my face.
That man ain't want to hear it. And it's so big. Listen, I would never talk about my parents on the internet for sure, but I would definitely say that I relate to having people who like, there's a brick wall here. Y'all have a fundamental misunderstanding, like, or a difference, serious difference of opinion. Because some people just don't think, like, I don't know, child. I really do feel for the girl. I do feel for the girl, and I would never talk to that man no more. I wouldn't be able to hear my daddy talk to me like that, like really emphasize that, like, my being his daughter don't mean shit in terms of my opinion. And I also wonder whether or not she's actually his adopted daughter. Like, he adopted her, he's the mother's daughter, and he adopted her when they got married, but like from when she was a little girl. So that's, the only daddy she know. And I at least appreciate that at no point in this does he seem to be like, try to pretend like, because that'd be really wicked and mean-spirited if he pulls some shit like, oh, you ain't my child. So he doesn't do that, and I'm glad he doesn't do that. But I do wonder if there's a level of like, if he's in some way operating from that level, because he seems to be cool with the underage children. Granted, obviously underage kids, the minors, ain't gonna be able to like speak up like her and be able to like be in this kind of adversarial relationship. So there might just be that. But I also wonder whether or not it's like in his mind, he feel like dying even really his kid. That's the mummy kid, and now that he ain't with the mummy, she just seemed like the mummy extension, you know what I mean? An agent to her mummy. And in some ways, he treating them like that, because originally he files a restraining order on the mummy based on what the daughter doing, like saying, oh, she influencing the child. And then eventually, by the time they don't have this fucking kerfuffle, this man like actually turns to like trying to get his daughter locked up. Like, I understand, let me tell you something. There's a certain level of like affluent petty parents that I know plenty about. Plenty of the things that she describing, like the retaliation that has come with, oh, you ain't gonna get this one, but the other kids can get this and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And you can't go there and you can't move freely through here. I understand. I have lived that shit. But what I have never experienced and really have me blown is that this man is be trying to get his daughter locked up. Like, when wanting to get the wife locked up, that's common. That don't surprise me none at all. The daughter is his child, so she in the house doing what normal children do, taking things out the house, picking up her mail, whatever. Because he ain't fucking with his daughter now, he out here filing police reports, he filing restraining order, saying to go the daughter steal from him, conspiring to give him food to the mummy, all kind of fucking shit. And it's like, but the thing that don't make no sense to me is once the daughter done peep stalk that her daddy wicked like this, like you realize what your daddy is and you know what he on. I don't know why she's still playing. I don't even know why she's still playing with him. Like she keep being like, he ain't gonna tell me I can't come to his house. That's been my house. That's been my address. That's where I have my stuff. And it's like, girl, you're right. Emotionally, you're correct. And you have all the grounds for why we don't never talk to this man ever again in this life. But at the end of the day, if you know your daddy is the kind of fucked up person, and first of all, not only just kind of fucked up person, the kind of fucked up person with money and connections and who know the police and having them come at his fucking back and call and go get you arrested, don't even bother with him. Don't even bother with him. Like when you're hand in the lion's mouth, you gotta use it out gently. And she was living with the daddy. Her fiance worked for the daddy. He of course fired the fiance, and she was working for the daddy business. So she got fired too. The two of them lose their job. You can't live with the daddy no more. And now he done file a restraining order on her. And I'm just like, Lord, why? And she's still in here. And as a part of the restraining order asks for her to refrain from talking about this and stuff. And she's still on TikTok talking about it. And like, don't get me, babe, I understand, babe. Like I am on, when I tell you I am on this girl's side, I'm on this girl's side. I fully understand exactly why she feel the way that she feel. I think she have every right to feel like, wow, like I have to defend my little siblings. Like you should have the right as a child, as the child of someone, to tell them what you think about their character, what you think about their actions, or how you feel like they failing you as a daddy, how you feel like they failing their siblings, or how you don't appreciate how they treat your mommy. She's already expressed herself at this point numerous times, and her daddy has made it clear that he don't give a fuck about her. She don't know what's wrong with him. She's like, I don't know if that man is having a midlife crisis. He want the bitches that bad. And if it's or if he have CTE, who knows? But either way, that's how her daddy carrying on. So I don't know why she even bothering to run on with him, but I will keep watching. And let me just say this: if she watches this for whatever reason, if somebody should send this to Mrs. Yapala, I'm on your side, boo. I am on your side. You're a beautiful girl. While I am very entertained by these stories, as a lawyer, I'm gonna tell you, stop telling the story. You should stop telling the story right now on TikTok, because that man is going to go hold you in criminal contempt of that order of protection. He's going to get you held in criminal contempt of that restraining order if you keep going, and it only could create and make matters worse for you. If I were you, I would stop it right here and go continue getting my affairs in order of everything that he's doing wrong, in case you really got to go defend yourself. But don't get into no legal to do with your daddy. Do your best to get out of this legal mess with that wicked man. But I'm on your side. Stop what you're doing and listen up. You just watched a video on one of my channels, but the Illuminati verse is huge, and I want to tell you what everything is and how to find it. The Illuminati verse has 6 channels. On the YouTube homepage of any one of those channels, every single channel in the Illuminati verse is featured at the bottom of the page, so you can always easily find them. Okay? Remember I said that. Don't say I ain't tell you how to find it. Subscribe to my main channel, Illuminati, to find my Illuminati productions, which are my long form video essays, and also all of my backlog of content. Subscribe to my second love child, Illuminati Pop, for my weekly video essays analyzing my favorite TV and movie shows and characters. Illuminati Pop also has its own Patreon where you get all of those videos uncensored. Subscribe to my channel, Olay and Friends, for my podcast, Olay and Friends. New episodes of Olay and Friends come out every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe to Olay and Chill for new episodes of my podcast, Olay and Chill, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also, both Olay and Friends and Olay and Chill are both available on streaming platforms like Spotify. Subscribe to Illuminati Bites if you want my takes, but you don't have an hour to spend. Subscribe to Illuminati Politics for my political analysis and my State of the Union type addresses on my show O Squared. And last but not least, subscribe to my Substack Illuminati for my written work.